seated. As I mentioned at the start of today's service, in place of the sermon, we will be having a short drama called Room at the Table, which is provided by the Canadian Foodgrains Bank. Today, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and we express our gratitude for all that we have in our lives. And, well, we have so much. What is sometimes hard to remember as we look at our bounty is that the majority of the world lives in abject poverty, struggling for the simplest things that we take for granted. I saw this firsthand traveling in India. I watched as mothers bathed their tiny newborns in puddles on the street. I had young children, maybe 3 or 4 years old, covered in flies, with no clothes, coming up to me and asking for a paisa, some spare change. It broke my heart and made me keenly aware of all that we have in Canada and how so many people have so little. So today we want to call attention to the lives of those we might not think of, our neighbors, our brothers and sisters across the globe who suffer in ways we cannot imagine. And as we share this drama, if you feel your spirit moved to do something, to respond as a church, please let me know. There are organizations like the Primate's World Relief and Development Fund, which supports developing nations. There are also other organizations like Dress a Girl, where we can gather and sew dresses for children whose families cannot afford to clothe them. So I think everybody for the drama is here. So we will now begin our drama, Room at the Table. So you, the audience, are an integral part of this drama. While the actual characters cannot be present, what our speakers will share is based on true stories. You have the opportunity to extend an invitation to each speaker based on my questions. The prompts and your responses will appear on the screen over there. Do you see it? Right here, a table set for guests. It's a round table, a generously large table. A table that represents not only physical nourishment, but a table that invites an exchange of ideas and a place to brainstorm new approaches to growing concerns. Embracing the tabletop is a watery blue cloth representing the globe. Plates in a variety of colors and patterns circle the perimeter, waiting to be claimed. Chairs, some contemporary, some ornate, some padded, some varnished, and some well-worn, all offer stable seating. This table is not our personal table. It is God's table. And God graciously and in good faith has entrusted the hosting of this table to us, to you and to me. We decide who will sit here. We determine who is welcome. Our actions establish the guest list. So who will we invite? Our relatives, our friends, people who can repay us, people who look like us, believe like us, think like us, live like us. Or can we make room at this table, God's table, for those who see with other eyes, who have experiences unlike our own, who challenge our perspectives, who are just plain different? So let's meet some of them.
I'm Yvette, and I live in Haiti. My ancestors planted gardens and grew crops to feed themselves. However, with climate change affecting rainfall and creating unpredictable seasons, it is becoming more and more difficult to find ways to continue farming. The past few years have brought one disaster after another. This is very frustrating when we work so hard to support ourselves, but we have so little to show for it. I don't ask for much. All I want is to be able to provide for my family.
Is there room for Yvette at this table? We welcome you to the table, Yvette.
I am Adele. I am currently living with my wife and 4 children in Mashuk, a refugee settlement in southern Lebanon. We fled Syria when our home and dry cleaning business were bombed. This is our 3rd refugee camp. As refugees, we are not able to get decent jobs here. Providing food for my wife and children is a daily challenge. Our 3-month-old son died in the camp when my wife could no longer produce milk for him. We are still trying to recover from his passing. It is hard for me to imagine living a basic, normal life again. Where can I find hope?
Is there room for Adele at this table? We welcome you to the table, Adele.
I am Grace. I am 12 years old. When rebel soldiers attacked my village in South Sudan in the middle of the night, everyone ran for their lives. I lost track of my family. I followed a group of people from my village, but we have not seen my parents since then. I'm terribly lonely, especially at night. I miss my mom and dad and brothers and sisters so very much. I always wonder about my family. Will I ever see them again? Are they alive or dead? Some of the other mothers that ran away from my village are taking care of me, but I can only eat after they've fed their own children. I am hungry and I feel dirty. This tattered clothing is all I have and it's getting too small. I don't know what will happen to me. I'm afraid and lonely.
Is there room for Grace at the table?
We welcome you to the table, Grace.
I am Adise. I come from the village of Kudo in Ethiopia. In my village culture, women are totally dependent on their husbands. We have little power and almost never have the money. Many of us cannot count on our husbands to meet the needs of the family. Together with the other women in my village, we want to find a way to sustain ourselves and to provide for our families.
Is there room for Adise at the table?
We welcome you to the table, Adise.
I am Dagon. I live near the city of Lelba in northern Ethiopia. One of the great challenges we face is managing our water supply. There is either too little rain, which causes droughts, or too much, which sweeps the topsoil from the hills. However, we are blessed with many rocks. The rocks help redirect the water and slow down the erosion. But knowing how best to accomplish that takes vision, machinery, time, and money. We need help dealing with these challenges.
Is there room for Degim at the table?
We welcome you to the table, Degim.
I am Tarjay. In India, where I live, the daily temperature often exceeds 35 degrees Celsius. With the combined challenges of extreme heat and crop flooding from the monsoons, food is often scarce. It is also the custom here that men eat first, and the women and children receive what is left. With so little food to begin with, many children and women are severely malnourished. I want a better life for my family.
Is there room at the table for Tarish?
We welcome you to the table, Tarish.
There is still a vacant chair at this table. You and I are invited to commune at this table as well. Each one in this circle has a voice, and each one is God's guest and host. We eat together, and we are invited to join each other's conversations, creatively brainstorming to ensure there is enough for all. But if we think our seat at the table will fill the table, I suspect we would be wrong. For God always leaves space for one more at the table. There is always room at God's table. To those of you already seated at the table, is there room for us to join the table as well?
Yes, we welcome you to the table, for this is God's table.
This is where we all be. This is how together.